Welcome to the Creative Brew, helping you keep your creative juices brewing. We're giving out chunks of insight, motivation, and practicality for your creative journey. On this new episode, we are actually at the Breakfast Mug. So this is a special recording that I had with my guest, and we talked. I had a great conversation talking about life, business, creative tips, words of wisdom, over a really nice cup of iced coffee. So you get a chance, please check this out. Let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe, share, and also too to my special sponsor, the Breakfast Mug. Check them out. Delicious food. My favorite is the Garden Fresh chicken sandwich with hash browns. So that's my recommendation. But go by a great atmosphere, family owned restaurant. And I'm just, hey, got to support your own small businesses, small restaurants, um, local creators. They're the lifeblood of any city. So check them out today at the Breakfast Mug. We're back with a new episode of the Creative Brew. We are here at the Breakfast Mug here in Carlsbad, California. Always grateful for having the Breakfast Mug help out with this little collaborative episode. So we're bringing on a new guest. Today we have Frank with the Vista Little League. And yeah, we're going to share his story, share a little bit about Vista Little League Baseball, the things they're doing there. And yeah, it's going to be a cool little chat. Like I said, once again, we're here at the Breakfast Mug, so it's a great environment. Got an iced coffee. So if you're in the area, swing by, check it out, check the food out, and grab iced coffee. So, Frank, tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, Quintel, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it. So I'm a resident of North County for about 35 years. Been a part of this particular Little League for now coming on 9 years, coming up this coming spring of 2025. Had the pleasure of being not only a volunteer, but in the capacity of coaching kids, but also as a volunteer as a board member to the Little League as well. In addition to that, been a big advocate for not only supporting our communities through advocates like the 501(c) nonprofit organizations, but also through the church and through different groups and organizations.
That's awesome. Now coming from the coaching angle, I've been coaching for a number of years now, and to be a coach, you really have to have the heart to do it. I don't think coaches. Sometimes coaches get a bad rap. They feel like, hey, it's about the wins and stuff like that. Obviously, yeah, you want your kids to succeed, but you really have to have the heart to coach and develop kids and mentor them. What's been even for you? Like, how do you see yourself from a coaching or leadership aspect?
So I think a lot of it is just growing our youth and developing relationships within our communities. I think the biggest thing that we see that we strive on, not only in sports, but also in life and in general and businesses, is building relationships, building communities within those relationships. And Little League is no different than running a business. So when you can take what your skill sets may be, whether it's working with people, working with kids, adapt them in environments that obviously can help grow a community, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. So right now, what's been the and I'm not sure, and maybe you can elaborate as far as like turnouts and things like that. What's been the overall like turnout right now with Little League Baseball? I didn't know if baseball was declining or if it's exploding. I wasn't sure on that.
Well, no, that's a great question. I mean, obviously we just had our World Series this past couple of weekends ago. Pretty exciting series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. Yeah. Two parts of the United States competing in a world arena. But as far as Little League goes, Little League is an organization that's been around for quite a long time. I couldn't tell you how long it's been, but Little League Baseball organization has been around for a long time. Our particular organization first started as Rancho Buena Vista Little League. The league itself started 25 years ago by the Optimist Club of Vista. Shout out to the Optimist Club. They've been a huge supporter of not only the Little League, but also in the community of Vista. If it wasn't for the Optimist Club, this Little League wouldn't exist. Wow. So 25 years and coming. So we're excited to continue to support this little league, be a part of the little league, and be able to give back to the kids as we can. So I would tell you this is that as far as in a little league as well as a volunteer standpoint, nothing stops from growing this particular community. It seems like sports like baseball, soccer, football, they bring out great families, great communities, and an opportunity to continue growth.
Yeah, yeah. So right now, I mean, is there? And I know we just got through with the Little League World Series. I mean, over the I think it was it in the around May or
about June, July, yeah.
So always is there now? I always see these teams, and I'm like, wow, like how do we get these teams together? Like, I would assume Vista has their own Little League team. They have now. Tell me, how do they qualify to actually get through the World Series?
So it's funny. It starts. Little League starts from T-ball all the way up to an intermediate.
Okay.
So kids from ages 4 and up can, depending on the age group, 4 to 6 can play T-ball, 6 to 8 can play single A, 8 to 9 can play double A or triple A level. 10 to 12 is when their kids are really grasping the game of baseball, playing the game of baseball, and then you're seeing the real development of the game. It's not until you get to the 12 to the 11 and 12-year-olds where that particular age group leads to, depending on how good the team is and how far they go, to possibly playing in the World Series.
Okay.
Reluctantly enough, Rancho Buena Vista Little League at the time, we are now Vista Little League.
Yeah.
We actually had a team go to the Little League World Series. I think counting 23 years ago in 2001. I could be wrong on that date, but I gave it my best effort there. So,
yeah.
But and a lot of those people who are part of that team still serve as great advocates to the game of baseball and support the Little League.
That's great. That's great. So right now, what's inspiring you right now? I know as coaches, we're always trying to develop as leaders. We're always reading. We're always trying to get any kind of insights from other coaches. But right now for you, what's inspiring you?
Giving back is always a big inspiration to me. I have talks with my wife, and we plan lots of things. We want to plan, what we're going to do in the fall. We're going to plan what we're going to do in the spring. And, one of the things that we always come to the table and asking each other is like, hey, so, what do we want to do for our kids? What do we want to do for ourselves? What do we want to do for our community? So, my purpose, I feel like, is, always trying to give back. By giving back, I think the reward is really smiling faces and watching development of the kids, and watching communities come together. And, I think that, provides purpose not only for myself, but I think it comes with a endless thanks, not only to the parents and the players, but also from the community.
Yeah, and special, and along with Frank, special shout out to all the coaches that has the temperament and the compassion to work with these kids, because it's not for the faint of heart. These coaches put an enormous amount of time and effort into helping these kids out, and really helping to mold them into the next level. And so another shout out to all the coaches that's doing their thing. Right now, is there? I didn't know with the Little League, when is it? I know you just got done. Is it getting ready to start up now, or does it?
It is.
Okay,
it is.
Right.
So organizations like Vista Little League and Little Leagues within your communities, they're probably ramping up to get ready for what's called spring ball. And spring ball is really the time in which baseball really ramps up, much like Major League Baseball does. Typically, it starts in mid to late February, early March, and that lasts all the way until July, depending how good the team is and how far they get, depending on tournament play. So it's an exciting time. I can tell you from our community of baseball, our sign-up started. It'll be 2 weeks this coming Saturday, and there are certain divisions that are full already to this point, and kids on wait lists. So the excitement is there, and people can't wait until the season comes around. But I would say my recommendation to you guys, if you're looking and interested in baseball or Little League and interested in getting in the Little League community, I would definitely contact your local Little League rep. Find out when signups are, figure out when the best time to sign up, and ask questions, because if you don't ask questions, you're not going to find out what's going on.
That's that's the truth. I get that with a lot of parents that they get in these organizations or they're trying to get their kids, you know, joining a sport. Like they don't ask questions. Like,
Oh no,
like
absolutely. I mean, a lot of people, and I mean, parents, excluding myself. I mean, if I go to a school, I don't know what's going on with my kid. I'm dumbfounded. I better start asking some questions to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's just like anything else, getting involved. You got to ask questions, make sure you're prepared, and hit the ground running.
Yeah. So for you, creative tips. What is a creative tip or tips for our audience?
I think anything that you're getting involved with, I think it's something that if your child, for example, has interest, you as a person needs to be interested. As parents. So I think a lot of where we're losing in our community is we're sending kids off to do certain activities, and we're losing focus on what they're interested in. My tips or my creative tips would be get more involved with your kids. Get involved more with their sports, what they're doing. Be a part of their lives because they're only kids for so long, and it only lasts for so long. And then once they become adults, they forget about these things. So be involved. Be part of their lives. Be a part of wanting to see them grow in the certain things that they're a part of.
I like that. That's a great tip. That's probably a topic for another episode. Is taking involvement with your kids. Like at least having some kind of interest. Like, hey, what how do you do this? Or especially for kids in sports. Like, hey, maybe start watching the sport or at least find some way of getting interested into it. Yeah, that's a great tip.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, for somebody like myself, my background. I've been coaching baseball for nine years. I played baseball as a kid. I also played competitive basketball. I played high-level tennis. So to me, sitting down with a kid and watching sports, whether that be on a professional level or through a family member who plays a sport, aside from a sport that your kid plays, is a great way to interact with your child. Great way to get their interest. Whether it's sports, whether it's extracurricular activities like music, or whether you're like into arts and you want to draw. Getting a connection with your child is such an important thing in this day and age.
Yes. Yep. I agree on that. Before we sign off, words of wisdom. What's some just little words of wisdom for our audience? Maybe something that's on your heart, something that would resonate with them. Words of wisdom.
Go about your life with purpose.
Yep.
Purpose is a great and strong word. I think purpose not only speaks to us as adults, no matter what age we are, but I also think it speaks for kids as they're growing up.
Yeah.
Purpose starts in the house. It starts in our community. It starts with yourself and how you carry yourself and how you go about with your interaction every day. Carry yourself with your head high, and provide purpose to not only those people that you come in contact with, but also people that you're influencing every day.
I like that, Frank. I like that. That's awesome. What's the best way if parents want to sign up their kids? What is the best way to get in touch with you?
Well, I appreciate that. So I would love to tell you that I'm heavily involved on the board member side, but as a representative of our community, there are amazing volunteers that do that with us now. But if you're interested at all in getting involved with Vista Little League, you can visit our website at www.vistalittleleague.org.
Okay.
For any information as far as not only volunteering, but if you're interested in donating or sponsoring a team, please email us at info@vistalittleleague.org. And if you're looking for more information, we have a tremendous amount of volunteers that are there day in and day out, throughout the season. They're to answer your questions as well as, be an ear, to the community and be a purpose to, answering your questions. Visit our Little League website, but contact our president, Keith Foster. He can be reached at keith@vistalittleleague.org.
Okay. That's awesome. That's great. Well, once again, thank you, Frank, for coming on to the show. Very appreciative. Thank you, especially for being a coach to coach. I'm always appreciative and always, getting wisdom and insight. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story, sharing about Vista Little League. And once again, hey, this is another episode of The Creative Brew. be creative, stay inspired.
Hard work, really nothing else. I was start smoking weed, yo, cause nothing helps. Called the homie up, told him loot to sample up. We gotta come together now, cause I had enough. The time is now, there'll never be another one. It's a SOUNDCLOUD.